What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. I'm Bobby Goodsby, joining you as always on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 12 noon Pacific to 2 p.m. Pacific. Tonight, we've got a very, very fun topic we're going to be getting into. And I'm excited to hear what you guys in the chat have to say on this topic. Let's kick it off. Tonight, we're doing something different. I want your spiciest, wildest, least popular reality TV takes, the ones that would get you booed off of Reddit. Drop a few examples for you guys. We want hot takes, right? We want takes that may be controversial. Maybe you feel very you feel like this is a very important topic that needs to be heard. Maybe it's something that you know other people are going to disagree with, but you want to put it out there anyway. Some examples would be Boston Rob is not a top 5 player all time on Survivor. Survivor should bring back Redemption Island. Big Brother live feeds have hurt the show more than helped the show. The Amazing Race needs more villain teams. Some of those I may agree with, some I may disagree with. But I want to get your guys' take on everything reality TV, hot topics. Very much so looking forward to what you guys have to say. So get your messages read live here in the chat. We will be taking everyone's questions live here on stream. Whether I like it, whether I agree, whether I disagree. All comments are allowed here for your hot takes. We want to be able to have the discussion, open up the debate, and talk about these reality TV hot topics. Now, it doesn't have to just be Survivor. Doesn't have to be Big Brother, Amazing Race. It could be whatever you want it to be. Be Dancing with the Stars. Could be, RuPaul's Drag Race. Could be Traitors, Dondi, what have you. I want to know what you guys think are the hottest takes for reality television. I have a few, and you guys know I have a few that maybe you guys don't necessarily agree with. I also asked ChatGPT to give me a few examples of what to use for hot topics. And reading some of the examples that ChatGPT had on controversial Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race topics was kind of interesting. Some of them are very vague. Some of them are very, okay, whatever, that's obvious. But some are actually kind of juicy. So we'll get into ChatGPT's version of hot takes for these shows. I will bring that up eventually, but I want to hear your guys' hot takes in the chat. Get your chat read live here on stream. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful afternoon. All right, so first person up, Fresh Show says, my hot take, Eagles losing back-to-back games are out for blood. Vikings will get smashed on Sunday. How dare you? That is too hot of a take because it's not happening. That is not happening, my friend. I wish you all the best. So while we wait for some people to get in here, and I think that there's a lot of potential here for some great debates. I really do. I think that we could have some excellent debate on what people think when it comes to this topic. Juan's in the chat. What's going on, Juan, my friend? How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Also, guys, I have to apologize. I didn't go live yesterday. I was feeling a little under the weather. Had a little bit of a stomach bug. Feeling much better today. Kiddo's at school. Also, kiddo had early class yesterday, so made me not feel like streaming when I wasn't feeling too good. So I want to hear guys' hot takes. What are your hot takes for reality television topics? Fresh Show says, my hot take, Boston Rob is too old and obese to play Survivor. That's interesting. Honestly, I just saw a picture recently of Boston Rob golfing. It didn't look too bad, but I get where you're coming from. He definitely has the dad bod, right? But I definitely think that at the end of the day, it's Boston Rob. He could be out of shape and he'd still play a good game, right? Yes, he's not in shape like he was when he won Survivor. But I still think Boston Rob's got it. I really don't think Boston Rob has really anything to struggle with when it comes to Survivor. But it is a hot take. I appreciate your input on there. Mary, what's going on? Mother Bobby. I don't know about Mother, but yes, thank you. So get your guys' comments read live here on stream. We will be talking all things reality TV hot takes. All right, so let me give you some examples. And I said I would bring this up, so let me pull it up real quick. Here's some examples from Chat GPT. Let me set it up real quick. 1 second, guys. All right, so there it is. I asked it for ChatGPT to give me some very spicy takes when it comes to controversial hot takes from Survivor, Big Brother, and Amazing Race. But we can open this up to multiple reality TV shows if you guys would like. It doesn't just have to be Survivor, Big Brother, or Amazing Race. It can be multiple things. So let me pull up what ChatGPT said while you guys get your ideas for hot topics you want to debate on here. All right, so Survivor hot take, super controversial. Now, some of these aren't super controversial, but I did find them interesting. Let me go back to stream. There we go. All right, cool. Everything's up. Boston Rob is overrated and only looks good in beginner seasons. Now, that's not necessarily a hot take. I think, obviously, any returning, especially with Boston Rob's experience in the game, when he has all newbies he's playing against, yeah, he's gonna steamroll, right? Like just like anyone would steamroll. And I was glad to see Boston Rob win the season. Maybe that's controversial. I didn't have a problem with the kumbaya of it all when it came to Boston Rob completely brainwashing those people to win the game. Maybe it's because I like Boston Rob. And maybe if it was someone else, I would have more of a problem with it. And maybe that's my bias. That's fine. But that's how I feel because I actually enjoyed watching him steamroll people and see these people get completely brainwashed. Did I like the season as a whole? No. I thought it was a boring season. But I liked his gameplay in it, is what I'm saying. So if you disagree with that, I definitely think that's an interesting one. Even though I think that's not necessarily a super controversial take by ChatGPT. It's more of a truth, right? All right, so next we got Sandra wins were pure luck, not strategy. Kind of don't disagree. Like maybe that's a hot take. I don't disagree that her wins were kind of out of luck. It was more so, and this is kind of a strategy, I guess, is the fact that it's anyone but me strategy, where I feel like Sandra's games, her non-winning games, were much better strategic games than her 2 winning seasons. I think her 2 winning seasons, she kind of lucked into being in the right spot at the right time. Now, I don't want to take anything away from her. She is a queen. She is a 2-time winner. Absolutely. She's one of the best to play the game because she played it to her ability and won for her. But do I think that her wins were a little bit more luck than strategy in the first 2 times she played? Kind of. Let me know what you have to say. I'm going to get over to the comments real quick and read some of these live on stream. My hot take, Survivor should bring back sports car prize. I don't disagree with that. I think that they should have the car prize. I miss that because it really would develop the gameplay, right? It would really develop the storyline. Are people happy for the person that won the car? Are people jealous and want to take that person out? Now, hey, you just won a car. I want to take you out. Are people indifferent to it and just want to try to win the car? And if they don't win it, they don't win it. I think that it adds a lot, but I would rather, if they did bring it back, I would rather them bring it back like right at the merge. Like have there be a lot of people vying for that prize, because then whoever wins it has to literally like stay alive for a while in the game with everyone knowing they have won a car. And then 2, once they get there, they like they have to be able to maneuver their game with that big target on their back. And how can they socially strategize themselves into a position where they're not going to be instantly targeted? I think it adds a lot to the game. And the show can afford it. They 100% can afford it. So why don't we do it? All right. I don't want Survivor to give away electric cars. I want a V8 muscle car. Yeah, I want to see just like a really cool like make it like a Tesla. Like right, I know some people don't like Teslas, but like make it something that's going to be like, oh shit, like that's a cool car. It's not just like, I don't know, a Ford Escape. You know, to give an example. Exactly, like a electric car, you know? Like even though yes, a Tesla is technically an electric car. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. Kate the Great One. Hey, here between meetings. Thank you so much, Kate. So good, so glad to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any hot takes, get them in the chat. What is your hot take on Wendy Osifo, PhD, 4 degrees, getting arrested for insurance fraud, Real Housewives? I don't watch Real Housewives, so I don't know who she really is. But it sounds like if you have 4 degrees and getting arrested for insurance fraud, yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds par for the course of the Housewives. That sounds about right. My hot take: casting needs to stop being diverse. Not that being inclusive is wrong, but casting needs to cast good characters and game players. Don't matter what race, color, or sexual orientation. That's interesting. So you're obviously diversity is very important. I do think that the cast needed to be more diverse. I think that the diversity initiative was important, and it was something that the show was on all reality television was absolutely lacking. But I think that your hot take more so goes towards the characters and game players more than it does the actual race and like gender orientation, sexual orientation, what have you. I think that for me, I think you have to be diverse. I think you have to have that inclusion. It's just that's our everyday walk of life. And I think that that is absolutely something that needs to continue. But I think that's more on casting to have. You're good. Sorry, wife just came in. You're good. You absolutely need to have those things in place to be able to um have Survivor, have Big Brother, have reality television be what they are today. But it's more so about casting good characters. So amongst those diverse characters and other people, like you can have a good range of character development without it necessarily involving racial, sexual orientation, what have you. Thank you for your comment there, Juan. Mary says Ashley and Will had smaller games, but they are mid-low winners. Hot takes. Okay, well, obviously I disagree with Will. I think Will is one of the better winners of all time because one of the best. Because honestly, he got there to the end basically twice with the same strategy. I think Will's strategy was a lot different than Ashley's, and I know people like to compare it to Dr. Will, and I just don't. I think it's apples and oranges. I really do. Ashley had. I don't think she had a similar type game to Dr. Will. I think you could make correlations to how they are similar, but I don't put them even in the same category. So yeah, that's a hot take because absolutely I don't put those two in the same breath, in my opinion. Dan is more of a character than a good strategy, and his social abilities are limited to how they cast in the past. That's a very hot take. So I definitely disagree there. I think Dan is definitely a character, but he had to maneuver so many times in Big Brother 14 and Big Brother 10, where in Big Brother 10 he could have been gone week 2. So I don't agree with the fact that Dan is more so a good character than he is a good strategist. He had to use his social abilities and his strategic ability to maneuver. Like, if he doesn't strategize to convince them not to put him on the block or to take him out in Big Brother 14, like, he's gone in that moment, right? When he goes in that room and starts thinking of ideas of how to save himself, and his strategy is to throw his closest alliance member under the bus and then basically then use that to target Brittany, I absolutely think that's strategy. Hot topic, though. Tyler is a flop. Tyler in 22 is a flop for sure. Tyler in 20 was great. But Tyler in 2022, or excuse me, in 22 was just absolutely abysmal. He was just missing his girlfriend the whole time. It was like, why are you even here? And I love Tyler, and it hurt me to say that. So don't disagree with the second iteration of Tyler. Hot take: Big Brother should be OTT style for now on. No more BRB screens or puppy screens. 1000% agree. I would love that. They're never going to do that, but 1000% I agree with that. I would take BBOTT style all the time. The fact that we got to see every single HOH and major competition live on screens, vetoes, what have you. I mean, I'll pay all the money in the world for that. Like, let me see those things. I absolutely agree. I think that it should be OTT style when it comes to live feed coverage of the challenges. But we know they're never going to do that. There's no way. Cody win don't count, or if counts make Derek a 2-time winner unofficially. I don't know about that. Like, at the end of the day, Cody did play a really good game both times, and he positioned himself in a way that, yes, the person closest to him and his number one ally obviously showed that he had more of a pulse on the game. And I'm sure Cody at the end of the game after 16 watched it back and was like, oh, wow, Derek did a lot of things right, and this is what I did wrong, and then implemented those things in Big Brother 22, where he ended up going on to win. But a lot of that is on Cody's shoulders, too. I think that's completely a hot take because of the fact that, like, I put Cody in a similar position as Derek. Like, I think Cody's one of the top 5 to 10 best players of all time. I really do. Does your wife watch Housewives? She's dabbled, but she doesn't watch it religiously. She watches Dancing with the Stars, Traders, stuff like that. 100% agree with Cody. Judgment, not a skilled player, in my opinion. Wow. So am I out on a limb here? Are you guys completely thinking I'm on a limb when I'm saying Cody's one of the greatest players to play Big Brother? I completely disagree. I think that Cody, if we didn't have Cody, we probably don't have Derek, because Cody's social strategy really helped solidify a lot of the bonds that Cody and Derek as a team were able to build. And then in 2020, I keep saying 2022, in Big Brother 22, I'll just say All Stars too. He really implemented that. He really put his social strength to the test against a juggernaut cast, which obviously wasn't a juggernaut once it was all said and done. But at the time when we saw it, we were like, oh, this is a good cast. This is going to be a fun season. Didn't end up that way, but he was playing with some good players who just apparently just didn't want to play the game that season. Hot take: Survivor should start with 100 contestants and play a game to 99 to win to pick the 18 final people going to the island. I can't. Fresh show, I love you. I can't get on board with that, because then it's basically Beast Games, right? It's basically Beast Games 2.0, and I hated Beast Games. Like, okay, I didn't hate Beast Games. I liked Beast Games. I thought it was cool. I thought it was different. I thought it was original. I hated that you had so many people that it just crushed whatever storyline you could have of character development. And I think that's what would happen with 100 contestants, right? Like, I don't need to see 100 people go there just to get their dreams crushed in the first 30 minutes. Plus, you know how much money that would cost? I liked Beast Games for what it was, but the fact that it lacked character development throughout, and they had so many people throughout the entire show, I hated it. Like, I hated the fact that we got no character development. And the times we did get character development were clearly the people that were just going to be there at the end. Like, they're just the people that are clearly going to show up on our screens. Like, you knew one of like 3 or 4 people had to be the winner because they're the only ones we got character development throughout the whole show. So that's where I land on that. And I feel like that's very crucial to Survivor, is the character development, where Australian Survivor doesn't do that. I think usually up until you get like a disaster tribe season like this season, you get pretty good character development with Survivor US. I'll put it like this: would you cast a Hispanic with a social media following, or Hispanic that can make good TV? I would 1,000% cast a Hispanic that makes good TV. I could give two shits less about your social media following. So yes, I agree with you on that. I do agree with you. I want someone who's going to be entertaining, that's going to give a good show on their screens. Sincere, what's going on, my friend? Hot take: Josh Martinez is not straight. I'll leave that one alone. How is that a hot take? Maybe it's personal vibes. Maybe. Hot take: Big Brother 15 is one of the best seasons ever, despite the racism. Amanda needs to be brought back for TV reasons. Andy is one of the best winners to create strategy of no blood on the hands. I do think no blood on the hands for Andy. Absolutely one of the best, like, rat floater type of games. Like, absolutely don't disagree with that. Amanda bring back. The problem is we saw a lot of the real Amanda, and that is what hurts her chances of ever being on reality TV. But I do agree with you. I thought Amanda brought a lot to the Big Brother game. I would like to see Amanda on Survivor. Could you imagine Amanda on Survivor? I don't know if she'd do it. I don't even know if CBS wants her back. I don't think they want anyone back from Big Brother 15 because of all the drama. But I don't disagree. I think Amanda was fun, entertaining TV. Beast Games, yeah, I'm telling you, like, I appreciated it for what it was, but it was just too many people. I don't need to see 1,000 people. Like, bringing Beast Games to like 50 people, fine, and still have character development better than that. Cody is overrated. They built the cast around him to win. Ooh, see, you guys are all on the complete opposite end on this than me. Excuse me. Here, let me go back to full screen, and then we'll go back to what I had pulled up there, because I feel like I'm getting more hot topics here from you guys on the chat, but I will go back to the chat GPT of it all here in a bit. As far as Cody, like, I disagree with you guys. I don't think Cody is overrated at all. I think Cody has a great social strategy game. I think that he positioned himself deep in an alliance on both sides, where clearly he's someone who should probably be targeted right away from the other side, or even once his side has to go against each other, he should be the top target. But he always seems to position himself in a way socially with people that they feel so good with him, they're willing to sacrifice their games or lose to him in the end. Like, it's wild. I think that's absolutely valid that Cody is one of the best winners to ever play Big Brother. I'm sick of people forcing me to know who that man Mr. Beast is. Well, he is the biggest YouTuber in the world, so there's a reason for that. He puts up massive numbers. I can only dream of putting up those kind of numbers. That'll never happen. But a completely different premise of a show. But yeah, I mean, he is the mecca of YouTube fame. Hot take: Jeff Probst is a bad host. The way he hates when his contestants goes on other shows is disgusting. It's not really that hot of a take. It's kind of true. I don't think he's a bad host. I think he's a good host for the show. I think that as a showrunner, he's very he has his ways and he's set in it, right? And this might be after years and years of being in the reality TV realm that he feels like he knows better. And I like Jeff Probst. I like his style when it comes to hosting. I hate that he doesn't allow other players to go on other shows, or like doesn't support it. Or even Adam Klein setting up a business to try to help get people cast on reality television, and he completely bashes Adam Klein for that. I think that's like, why not let someone try to use their platform to better their lives or their livelihood for them and their families, or even try to create, a niche career path that only promotes your show? Like, why do you want to not allow that? That's what is strange to me. I don't understand it. Derek won that season for Cody factually. I mean, you can argue that Cody helped win that season for Derek too. Like, without Cody's bonds with people that are on the jury and people that were in the house that help, strengthen the core of that alliance, Like, I don't think Derek is nearly as in a good position if Cody isn't there in Big Brother 16. I don't think that's that hot of a take. I really don't. Hot take: Cassidy played a better game than Gabler, but since she is a woman, she got the bad end of the stick. Also, Sandra in general is overrated. Also, Pearl Islands is a little boring, overrated season. I disagree about Pearl Islands. I like Pearl Islands. I think it's a fun season. I think it's got a really good cast too. But I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's also older era too. So it was like, if you didn't watch it live, which maybe you did, Sincere, I'm not saying you didn't, but like, I feel like there are people that have watched it after the fact, and it might be a little more boring because it's not new era-ish, or it's not like new stylish for the gameplay. But I appreciated it for what it was. And the opening scene from Pearl Islands, where they go on the island and have to find things to buy for it, like, bring that back. Like, in my opinion, that's one of the most fun first episodes we've ever had on Survivor. Like, intro to a season. It's great. You had, Rupert stealing items and stuff, like the shoes and stuff. It was selling stuff to get stuff for their camps. Like, it was great. Bring that back every time. I'm totally on board with it. Have a 26-day season. Don't give them any food, but give them the chance to do something like that to earn food. Sign me up. Maybe that's a hot take. Cassidy being a better player than Gabler, but since she's a woman, she got the bad end of the stick. It's tough, right? Because I do think that she did play a better game. Gabler, it's hard because I remember Gabler, like, the fact that he said he was going to donate the money and all this stuff. Like, I think there was a lot there. It is kind of shocking that he won. So it is a random, or not random. That is a valid take to bring up. I think that there's a little more to it though. But I don't necessarily disagree. Appreciate your comment. Hot take: they should take all potential U.S. presidential candidates and play Survivor the winner because president. Sign me up for that. Let's do it. I think they would all just die out there. They would not be in good shape for that. Imagine our previous our previous presidential candidates. Like, who's going to actually survive on the island? They would all just bicker back and forth. And you'd have very extreme alliances, I'll tell you that much. I've been on some Black podcast shows, and they low-key kind of rank season 15 high. Reality Kingdom podcast. At 15, I'm not necessarily saying it was a bad season. It was just unfortunate given the circumstances. I do agree that Andy is one of the better winners, and his strategy, it worked. It worked. Amanda would crash out on Survivor with no food. But that's the thing. I'm here for that. I'm absolutely here to see Amanda crash out on Survivor. I think it would be TV gold. I just don't know if she would do it. She seems to like prim and proper, or like not prim and proper. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Posh, I guess I would say, to be on Survivor. Hot take. What's up, Roy? How you doing, my friend? Hot take. Villains like Johnny Bananas who don't care about anyone's opinion or being hated. Those ones make great TV. 1,000%. Give me a villain that does not care about what they look like and only wants to play the game villainous. Give me that all day. If you go in there and you are like, okay, I'm going to play the villain role, and I'm going to play it to the fullest, even though this might not be my actual personality, I'm trying to be a TV character. 1,000%, I think those type of people get cast on multiple reality TV shows. You will be brought back on Survivor 10 times over than someone that's just there to be loved. And the thing is, I'm not saying you have to be a villain. Like, if that's not your character type, then that's not, don't be that. Don't try to be that. But if you are trying to be a bigger than life character and want to be remembered or want to be on reality TV shows for a while, want to make a career out of it, being the villain and a devious villain that makes good TV, 1,000%. Don't care about anyone's opinion, 1,000%. Like, you need to go all in on that character type if that's the character type you're trying to choose. 1,000. I agree with that hot take. I don't think it's I think that's very valid. We need another villain team on The Amazing Race. The most memorable teams are the villains, Natalie and Nadia, the Afghanimals, Luke, Margie, Jonathan, Victoria. Do we even remember the winners? No, we don't. Like, just like on any reality show. And I'll give two of the biggest examples on Survivor. Russell Hantz, Johnny Fairplay. Hell, I'll even throw in Richard Hatch. Like, they all played the villain role, and every single one of them is memorable. Do we remember, someone from the early days of those casts that tried to be likable or tried to be everyone's friend? No. Hell, sometimes we don't even remember the winners of the seasons, aka Samoa. I know we remember her, but I'm just saying, like, who do we remember more on that season? Hantz, excuse me. Like, 1,000%, if you are a villain, and this goes towards The Amazing Race too, you're going to be memorable. If you're a good villain that makes good TV, i.e. a Johnny Fairplay, a Johnny Bananas, Russell Hantz, Afghanimals, you're going to be remembered, and you're going to be remembered more than likely on a season like The Amazing Race. You're going to be remembered more than the actual winners. So I 1,000% agree with that. Amazing Race rivals like forcing Danielle and Dick to work together, or PG and Abby, Maria, stuff like that, over besties and people with no conflict. I'd be here for that. If there's another one on there that said they should cast more singles, not like singles as in dating, but like single people, and put them with their biggest rival from reality TV. I'd be all here for that. And like not let them know that that's even happening on The Amazing Race. I think it'd be their best season yet. I really agree with that. I think that if you had some sort of rival season and the people don't know they're being cast with that other person that they've had problems with in the past, oh, it'd be so good. It'd be so good. I think Jeff said he changed his mind and doesn't mind them going on other shows. If that's the case, I haven't seen it, but good, because I think that it only helps the show, right? Like for Jeff, and I love Jeff. I really do. I think he's a great host. I think he's, a Hall of Fame host for reality television. He needs to lean into the fact that people going on these other shows is only going to be to the benefit of his show, because then guess what? Then they're getting more publicity. People are watching these characters play out. Let's say like on The Traitors, right? Carolyn on The Traitors. People who watch only The Traitors or watch Housewives or whatever may not know who Carolyn is. Watching her on Traitors, and people are like, oh, she was from Survivor. She's a wacky, crazy character. I kind of like her. Or this chick is an absolute mess, but I kind of like to watch it. Oh, she was on Survivor? Let me go back and watch her season of Survivor, since I want to see how she played when she played that game. Or I want to check out how crazy her antics were that got her cast on The Traitors. Clearly, there's something there. It's only beneficial to your show because it's going to put eyes on your show that weren't there before and bring them over to your show. I.e. a Boston Rob on Dondi. Like, yes, everyone kind of knows who Boston Rob is. And maybe you even say Parvati on Dondi. Hell, even a David for Australia Survivor. Now people know who these characters are. And now it can move over to your show. It's only putting more eyes on your show, letting these people play other games. And that's 100%. I feel like they should lean into that. Hot take, Token Teens is the best season to introduce people to Survivor. Has everything, and it fixes all the growing pains of the show. I get it. I like Token Teens. I do think that there's more to be desired from that season. It's not a bad season by any means. I like it. But I do feel like it's a little one-sided of a season. I think JT and Steven really dominate that season. More so JT. But I don't disagree that it's like a bad one to show people. I just always recommend Pearl Islands, in my opinion. And I know that's not for everyone. To be honest, if you really want to show them a good season to really get them invested, you go with the cream of the crop and show him Kage-an. But like at the same time, you're showing him peak Survivor. Right? It's not going to get better than this. So it is hard to be like, this is the first season you should watch Kage-an, because then they're never going to get the full show, right? Like they're never going to get anything better than that, except for maybe Heroes versus Villains. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. Bobby, have you seen or heard of Fish Tank? I have not. I know Shark Tank, but Fish Tank, no, I have not. So you have to let me know what that is. I have no idea. Who are you rooting for on Dancing with the Stars? I mean, okay, so I will say this. And what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. I would say this with Dancing with the Stars. I am very much so casual, and the only reason I watch the show is because my wife is watching it, and I walk in the room and she's already got the TV, so I have to watch that with her. If I didn't have to, I probably wouldn't watch Dancing with the Stars. I'm trying to remember who's on this season because I've watched it. I know I've watched. Oh, I guess I'm rooting for Dylan Efron. Is he even still on it? He could have been voted off. I have no idea. I'm rooting for Dylan Efron because I like Dylan Efron. How can you not like Dylan Efron? But also, what's his last name? Andy, whatever, that just keeps surviving by the skin of his teeth and knocking out actually good dancers. I love that too. Like I'm blanking on Andy's last name from the Conan O'Brien show. Whatever. I like him too, just because I think it's a meme, the fact that he keeps surviving. Hot take: ban all diary room appearances when the cast member is not wearing makeup. It's gross seeing these people natural and almost ready for bed. That is very much so a hot take. I mean, I could care less what these people look like, but I think that for the show, it would be better if they had like their makeup done and their hair done. I don't really care if they're El Natural or not. I'd be the type of villain like, oh, you just saved me with an idol. Great. Thanks. See you next vote. I mean, to be honest, if you're going to want to be memorable, and I've said this earlier, but I'll say it again. If you want to be memorable, if you want to have a chance of going on other reality TV shows, you have to play like it's your first time on Survivor. You have to play like it's your second time on Survivor or third time on Survivor. Like you can't go in there hoping to play to get a chance to play again, right? And a lot of people make this mistake. They either want to be likable, they want to be trustworthy, or they want to be someone that tries to be remembered so that they can be cast on a future season of Survivor or Traitors or what have you. The only way to do that, the only way to be memorable is to go balls to the wall, right? Is to make big moves. Like do something splashy. Don't do something boring. Like right now we see these formats where it's these, 4 people in a tribe align with each other, take out 2 people, make it to the swap, and then potentially make it to the jury phase. And I get it. It's a smart way to play that way because it is something that's going to get you further in the game if you do build that kind of alliance early and take out the 2 that are on the outs. But it's very boring. It's very non-memorable television. So if you're someone like me who wants to play to be remembered, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm all in on this 4, and then do whatever I can to make it a crazy game. You got to do it so that it also doesn't hinder your game or chances to win. So you got to do it properly, but there's a way to micromanage that in a set theme where you can do splashy moves that are make good TV and make you memorable without losing your ability to win the game. And I think that's what makes the best character from Survivor, Big Brother, what have you. Hot take: Survivor should let players have the final say before the doctors pull them from the game. I don't care if I die. I'm not leaving Survivor because I got hurt. I mean, I would love that, like, especially in Jake's situation, but liability wise, they could never do that. Like the show has to protect themselves. And there's a big liability there. If you let someone like Jake go back into the game and there's venom in his bloodstream, right? You can't, legally the show can't do that. But I understand what you're saying. I definitely think that there should be an aspect of that, but you got to trust the doctor's choice. If the doctor's saying that, plus if a doctor's telling you that they don't feel comfortable with it, are you really going to fight that? Like, I know it's your dream and I know it sucks, but like, are you really going to fight if the doctor says you might be in actual harm? So It's just, it'll never happen. Cerie's been on Trader's Big Brother Snake in the Grass ever since her last Survivor appearance, and yet got the call for 50. Jeff is very selective with who he gets mad about. What's up, Marcus? Yeah, no, 1,000%. It's very much so. Well, you're such a big name that I can't tell you no, because we need you in the zeitgeist that is Survivor. So you're right. You're right. Same with Boston Rob. Boston Rob could probably go on any show and would still get a callback from Survivor. There is a lot of picking and choosing on who you allow and who you're like, okay, you're an untouchable when it comes to, we need you back for ratings, and sure, do what you have to do. It's a thing. CBS needs to commit to their own reality TV showdown, not Challenge USA. That show was a flop. A show more like Total Drama World Tour, the cartoon, so they can use all their stars every year. The problem is, I mean, that's just not, that's like not CBS's thing. Like, that's just always been like a challenge theme, right? Like, that's been the challenge's bread and butter, is bringing back the same people year after year. I'm not a complete fan of it. I don't need to see, people, the same people on my screens every single season, with the caveat, I could see Johnny Bananas on any season of any show and be completely entertained. But that's because Johnny Bananas leans into his character. Wes is the same way. Wes, I would have no problem seeing him on any reality TV show, because he brings the drama. He knows how to play that character arc. He knows how to be a villain. Both those guys are memorable and people I want to see on my screen because they're controversial and they make good TV. And guess what archetype they lean into? They lean into the villain. I'm telling you guys, villains are the people that are the most memorable. Sure, you can have a very lovable winner, or you could have someone on your screen that hasn't won but is very controversial and very balls to the wall, or very in your face, makes good TV. Who would you rather see back? A winner that's just lovable, or a person that brings the drama? At the end of the day, it's a TV show, right? Where it's here to entertain us. Let me know if you disagree. Arturitas, what's going on, my friend? Jeff Winfrey and Survive Her Woke must go. P.S. Make me a hurricane. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of aspects of that, and actually goes to one of the Chat GPT things where it said social media has ruined reality television. And I don't disagree. I do think there's a lot of aspects of people playing safe because of the social media of it all. There's a bunch of people and the way the show makes the show, that in both Big Brother, Survivor, what have you, that play to the effect of, well, we got to make sure this is careful for social media. And I hate that. I don't think that should ever be the case. I think you should let people be them, because at the end of the day, how did this show originate? It originated, both Big Brother and Survivor, as social experiments, right? People from all walks of life, how do they interact with each other and play this social game to win money, to better their lives and better their families' lives? And how do they do that in a way that's entertaining yet revealing of how these different walks of life communicate with each other and play with each other? I think that we've lost the bag on that, right? Like, we've tossed that aside to be protective of social media implications. And I think that makes a great example of, social media is so toxic and so disgusting at times when it comes to people's hatred or opinions, and myself included. Look at me. I'm here on my platform talking about it, talking about reality TV on a podcast, on a live stream. So I'm not saying I'm necessarily part of the problem, but I'm kind of part of the problem, right? And that's all to do with how much social media has exploded over the last 10 to 15 years. And I think that it has definitely made these shows try to trend towards a certain type of gameplay or a certain type of control. And I think that's even more relevant with the actual players. The actual players are now playing to be social media influencers or trying to play to be, someone on Cameo, making money through Cameo. These are people that want to be seen. They want to be heard. And they want you to like them. They want you as a community to not come for their jobs in the real world. And I think that's only something that's been detrimental to the actual gameplay. And it sucks because there's no way we're ever going to go back, right? There's no way we're going to ever go back to the days of, oh, this is more of a social experiment. We're now stuck in the days of, this is a social media experiment. It really is. And let me know what you guys think. If you agree or disagree, put it down in the comments. Put it down in the comments below after the fact, if you guys are watching after the fact. But I think it's a really important topic to bring up in the fact that social media is now hand in hand with these reality TV shows. And I think it's for the worse. Just because we have so many extremists in their vocalness, even though that's not a word, about the shows we love. And they have really tainted how people play the game. All right. So thank you for your comment there. Fresh show. Reality shows should cast on merit and official submissions. Cast recruitment should be banned. You have to have some kind of recruits, right? Like you have to have recruits that are there to really shake up the game in the fact that they don't know what they're doing, right? Like they don't know what they're doing. So sometimes it's like that way the gameplay can evolve, because if you have too many game bots, we're going to see what we're seeing on 49, where you build a 4-person alliance and then you just go after the 2 and hope to make it. Like, it sucks. It sucks. There's no dynamic gameplay. You can't have just game bots. You can't just have fans of the show. You have to have some recruits that make the game a little more sloppy, because when there's sloppiness, then that makes for the most drama. That makes for the most entertaining television. So I don't disagree that I like more of the people that know the show, but I think if you have too many of them and not enough recruits, it makes the show very stale. Dylan Efron is still on, but he kind of stiff. I do know that. I know that he isn't like the best dancer out there. I just like Dylan Efron. I think he's fun. I like him as a person, right? Like someone that I'm watching on my television screen, like on The Traitors. I liked him on The Traitors. I hated that, he was on the other side. I would rather love to see him be a traitor and see how he could play that way. I don't think he would ever. He's not necessarily a traitor mold, but like that's the other thing about The Traitors, and maybe this is a hot topic. You guys let me know in the comments. Traitors is a very good show, but the ending is kind of trash. And I say that in a way where if you have people that are clearly traitors, like on last season, or taken out before we can get to the end, it makes the final 4 to 5 or what have you very boring. And then do I really need to see people splitting $30,000 each, like, to win the game as a it's not a follower. What are they called? The other side. Oy, I'm totally blanking. It's the Traitors and the what is it, guys? Put it in the comments. I'm totally blanking on it. What is it? The not followers, but townspeople, what have you? What is it called? Someone help me out. But faithful. Thank you. I was like, I always say followers. In my head, it's like followers is what I think it should be. It's the faithful. Thank you, Mary. I think that when you have too many faithful get to the end, or the show needs to maybe spice it up and have more traitors. Like maybe do more than 3 to 4 traitors, maybe do 5 or 6 traitors, because then you can have a lot more traitors backstabbing each other. And it's tricky because I don't know how it would work. Would it be too obvious? Would it make it so that it's too obvious? But kind of like last season, we've kind of gotten to the point where it was too obvious. People did know, hey, Danielle's probably a traitor. Hey, Brittany's probably a traitor. Like, and then what? You just have 4 faithfuls at the end, and they all just know that they're faithfuls and they're not going to go after each other, and they're all splitting like $40,000, $50,000. Like, I don't care about that. I want it to be very interesting all the way through. And we saw it with like Suri. Suri made it so interesting, so fun. But is that more on the game players, or is that more on the development of the show when it gets down to the finals? I think that there's a lot that can be fixed on the traders to make it even better. I just don't know 100% what it is. Is it adding more traders? Is it the cast that you have? Is it, I don't know. There's some kind of format issue in my brain that it's very good. I enjoy it. I like the show, but there's got to be something else. There's got to be, it can't just be like 12 faithful and 3 traders. It doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't make good TV. But let me know what you guys think could fix that. All right. Juan says Fish Tank is an online reality show. It's pure craziness. It's Big Brother, but they're just terrorizing the house guests until they leave. Last one standing. What's about? Oh, isn't that the one that the guy that got kicked off Big Brother was on, and he was even crazier on that show? I never watched it. I'll have to check it out. I'm pretty. Isn't it on YouTube? But yeah, I should have. I should definitely check that out. Hold on a second. Wife just texted me. Okay, sorry. Wife was texting me something. I had to check that out. We're good. We're good. Sorry, just let me type this real quick. Wife was telling me she had to. We got our daughter a Barbie dream house for her birthday, and she has to pick it up from Target. And today was the last day. She didn't realize today was the last day she can get it. And obviously, she's picking up Penelope from school right now, so she didn't want to go pick it up with her there. So she's like, I didn't realize it's the last day. I have to drop her off with you so I can go get it before you go to work. So Penelope's going to be here, and then she's probably going to be here on stream with me. So. Like freaking A, I can't really hide that. She's like, oh, I can't hide it from her when she's got to go pick it up with me. So yes, Penelope will probably be joining me here on stream shortly. So be ready for that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check out that Fish Tank show. I did see it. I never watched it. I saw on Fish Tank, I saw the scene where he's like throwing pumpkins or something, or at the wall, or just being absolute crazy. So I don't know. Play like it's your third time. Damn, stop kicking Gabe down. Hey, no shots at Gabe. I love Gabe. And Gabe, I remember when I love Gabe now. Like I know Gabe, and he's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine. But like watching him on 47, I was like, when is this guy gonna make the big move that he keeps talking about? We just never got it. And that's why we have Gabe's show here on the channel at Reality After Show. It's called Gabe's Big Move because it's more like tongue in cheek of when did that big move happen, bud? I'd love to see Dylan go far, but he's going to have a lot of work to do. Did you and your wife meet? Or how did you and your wife meet? Oh, sorry about that. I thought you were talking about his wife. I think I've talked about this before, but I'll bring it up again. So I work as a bartender, and one of the guys I work with at the bar was getting married, and my wife was best friends with his wife. And she was the maid of honor and all that. And I didn't go to the wedding because I had to work, but they had an after party at the casino near us, a different casino near us. And they invited everyone to go to that after party. And so we went, or I was going to go to the after party at the casino, and I was driving by it, and I was like, I don't know if I really want to go. Like, it's late. I'm tired. I just got off work. It was like midnight. Everyone's probably already smashed and all that. So I actually ended up driving past the casino, like at multiple lights. And then something hit me and was like, no, just go back. It'll be fun. You'll have a good time, whatever. I go give some support to them. So I went and I turned around, which I would never do. I turned around and I was like, I'll backtrack and go back. So I went and I was sitting at the bar gambling because they were all up there talking and stuff. And I don't know. I didn't really know anyone there. And there was a lot of socializing. So I was like, I'll just play. And I'm a big gambler. I love to play slots and stuff. So I was sitting there, and she saw me sitting at the bar, and she saw me sitting by myself, and they were all talking about me. They're like, she's like, who's that weirdo that's part of this group but not socializing with anyone? And they're like, oh, that's Bobby. I work with him. He's a good guy and all that stuff. He just likes to play. So she went down there, and the bar was packed, and she knew that I knew the bartenders that worked at this casino. So she came up to me and started talking to me just so she didn't have to wait in line to get a drink. And so she basically used me to help get her a drink faster. And then we just sat there and talked. And next thing I know, 8 years later, we're married and have a kid. So yeah, that's kind of how we met. Uh, and the funny thing was they all went up to the club to go dancing and stuff. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to stay down here and play. And then I was like, I can't be this lame. Like I need to go. That chick seemed cool. She seemed into me. Let me go get to know her better. And then I went up there, talked to her, and the rest is history. And yeah, she never left. So shocking for her. Probably the worst decision she ever made. She might argue that. I'm just kidding. No, we're very happily married. But yeah, it's just funny to me. If I wouldn't have turned around, right? If I wouldn't have made that U-turn and gone back to the casino that night, how different would my life be? Like just small things, like just one little aspect of me being like, I'll go check it out. Like how different would my life be right now if I didn't make that U-turn? You just never know. I wouldn't have Penelope, You just never know. Life works in funny ways. So yeah, thank you for asking. But yeah, that's how we met. Thinking about having Taylor getting her head shaved could be super iconic. Taylor getting her head shaved? I mean, it would be iconic, but it'd be terrible for her. I don't know if I agree with that. Hot take. Gabe would be back. Oh, that's an extremely hot take. That's an extremely hot take. I think Gabe would even be the first to admit that he's probably not coming back. He even said in his outro on Survivor, is like, I will be back. I will play this game again. I don't know if he feels that way anymore. So true. I saw you say that earlier, Sandy Pandy. Thank you so much for the comment. But yeah, I'm glad that you agree with me that social media has basically tainted these shows. Faithfuls. Jeroy, or what if they had like two teams of traders who don't know about or who each other is? That would be great. I think that would help fix the show for sure. I think that if you had on traders, you had maybe two teams of three that were two different traders teams, but they didn't know there were other traders out there. And then it allowed for there to be maybe half traders and a little more than half faithful. That way they can't always target each other or reveal that the other person is a traitor. And then people might get suspicious. Like, wait, how is this working? I think that's a great idea, Jeroy. I think you might be onto something there. I really do. I think two teams of traders that don't know who each other is would be great. You cannot have 4 people winning traders. They need to force them to get to final 2. If a trader is there, they win. Also, the split share needs to be there every season if we get 2 traders or 2 faithful at the end. Yeah, like they just need to change the concept at the end because it just, like last season was so boring at the end. Once you saw Danielle and Brittany go, and it was pretty obvious that they were going to go from the position they were in, we just kind of yada at the end, right? And I just did not care. I did not care. And I was like, okay, it's over. Like, how many of them are going to actually win the money because someone might take a shot? And no one took the shot because they all knew each other was faithful. So yeah, I agree. I think there's got to be something different at the end. And I really like Jeroy's comment about 2 teams of traders. I think that would add a lot to the game because there's got to be more development for the traders to have potential to win. And we have seen traders win. I understand that. But we saw Sari win. But I feel like that was also kind of different because Sari was playing against all newbies, where now it's all reality TV stars. So these people know each other. These people have played with each other. These people are very vain compared to like a bunch of newbies coming in. So I think that it's allowed for their gameplay to be a little more stagnant. And I don't hate the celebrity version, faux celebrity version. I do love that they're going to be doing a Traders Normie edition. I think that's great. I am all here for the Traders Normie edition. I think that's going to be something that you could have like Survivor, where you have a fall season and a winter season. Have traders all year long. I think it's great. And the fact that they're doing it and they're not just doing all reality TV people for 2 different seasons. They're opening it up for people that want to play the game that have never played the game before or played a game before in like normies. I love it. And they better name it Traders Normies or I'm out. It's such a good title, in my opinion. I love it. Maybe that's a hot take. Marcus says, Bobby, that story is exactly what you'd see on the show How I Met Your Mother, especially the point about turning back around and going to the casino. Like, right? Like it is my real life How I Met Your Mother. It's my real life How I Met Your Mother. And yeah, the rest is history. But I mean, yeah, we fell pretty fast. And then we just kind of like, we're like, I think she ended up moving in with me after like 2 months. Like we were like, look, you're always here anyways. Why don't you just move in? So, and then, you know, we got pregnant during COVID, which that was wild times. So we got pregnant and we found out we were pregnant. We were 2 weeks pregnant. We found out early. And that was back in February of 2020. And then like 2 or 3 weeks later, like everything shut down because of COVID. So it was wild times for sure. Being pregnant during COVID was insane. The Amazing Race needs to bring back challenges like watermelon to face, shave head, permanent tattoos, or donkey race. Start 37 too easy. I mean, that's brutal. Like permanent tattoos is wild. Shaving head. I mean, I could shave my head. Obviously, my last haircut that the lady completely botched and didn't give me what I wanted. Shave it. At this point, you can shave it all you want. But my wife would never allow that to happen. Australian casuals are worse than American casuals. They had ruined every show where people vote. Are you talking about shows where the public gets to vote for the winner? Or are you talking about a show like Survivor where, you know, what they did for Luke when they set up the GoFundMe for him and gave him more money than the actual winner of the Australian Survivor season that he was on? Because, I mean, casuals are just bad everywhere. And not all casuals are bad, but like I would say more so like the social media people for these shows, which is more so the super fans than it is the casuals, are more of the problem than the actual casuals. You said, yeah, where the public vote. Okay, yeah, no, but public votes on any reality television show are trash. I hate public votes in any capacity to determine a winner. Like UK does it too with like their Big Brother editions, where it's just who's the most likable person on the cast. There's no gameplay. There's nothing there to be like, oh, this person is a good gameplay. It's not a game. It's literally just a popularity contest. Like, for an example, if American television reality games were public votes and Taylor Swift was on a season. Okay, even better example. If for the Trader season 4, where we know Mama Kelsey is on that season, if it was Traders and the people got to vote who they wanted to see win the Traders and Mama Kelsey's on the season, the Swifties would be in full swing and Mama Kelsey would already have that season wrapped up before it even started. Maybe that's a hot topic. But I mean, in reality, it's the truth. We would be even worse if our reality television shows were public vote. And I know Dancing with the Stars is a public vote. But we're kind of seeing that this season where Andy is just so likable, even though he's terrible at dancing. And that's no knock on him. He would even say it himself. Like, that has made it so that that person continues in the game or in the show when they probably don't deserve to be so, because it's just a popularity contest. Like, imagine Taylor Swift on Dancing with the Stars. She would win by 1 billion votes. Right? Like, the most popular person in the world right now. And it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't, like, there's no point of even like having the competition or having the show. It would just be too one-sided. I hate the shows that are popularity contests. And that's why I probably never really got on board with, you know, freaking Dancing with the Stars. Why I never really fully loved it. First off, I don't really care to see these celebrities dance. I don't need to see it. My wife's obsessed with it. It's definitely more of a chick show, in my opinion. girls are just into that. They like that kind of stuff. Guys, I'm more into like social strategy games like Big Brother and Survivor, even though they've kind of lost the line on a lot of the ways that the show used to be. But maybe that's just me. Hot take: moved in with my hubby after 6 weeks of dating. Been married 36 years. That's amazing. See, like it's, the thing is, everyone moves at their own pace. And it's not even a hot take. I think that everyone should move in at their own pace. And if it works for you, it works for you. You know, I don't get why people are like, oh, how could you move in with someone, you know, that you're dating or whatever? Like, it's like, it's 2025, people. Like, Kate's proof in the pudding. You can move in after 6 weeks and been married for 36 years. It's amazing. Congrats on you. Like 36 years. That's impressive. We've been married almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years, December 27th. And yeah, it's great. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I cannot believe that flop Luke won 2 millions for what? No game. Luke is like Gabe if Gabe came back. let me stop kicking Gabe down. Yeah, you're brutal to Gabe. Gabe is a good guy. How dare you? Can't blame casuals for who they vote, because not everyone has the same opinion. At the end of the day, it's on the show. And that's the thing. It really is. It's on the format, right? It's on the format where these shows that do allow for people to vote who they want as a general public to win the game or to advance in a game, that's just more on the format than it is on the people. The people are just voting for who they like or who their friends might like or who social media might tell them to like. It's not false. Because what have we done, people? Like, we have lost the plot when it comes to having original opinions anymore. Now, people's original opinions are, well, what's the socially least outcasting thing I could say on social media that will be agreed upon by majority of people? What's the take that the majority of people have that I should probably get on board with so that I'm not socially outcasted? And I hate that. And I'm not talking politics and stuff like that. Obviously, with that, it's two different realms. I'm talking about strictly reality television. And I know some of that blends into reality television a lot, and a lot more than I would like to see. I've seen some posts where people are like, we can't be on board with this person because of their political affiliation or who they voted for. What the fuck does that matter? And what is wrong with you that you have to bring politics into that sort of thing? Like, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit what someone's political affiliation as a television character on my screen that is not talking about politics, that you had to dig up through social media findings to find what side of what party they're on, just so that you know I can or cannot root for these people. I'm sorry, I hate that. And I think it's taken away from our ability to think as a person and think individually. Because when your opinions are just based off of what the vast majority say is to have an opinion on, and that this is how you have to feel, this is how you have to think, this is how, then what makes us different than a robot? Excuse me. What makes us different than Chat GPT? You know, like, realistically, where is your individualism? Where is your soul? Where is your independence when it comes to who you connect with, who you like, who you may be rooting for? Because the vast majority tell you have to think this way. I don't co-sign that. I can never get on board with that. And whether I like someone and the mass majority on social media are saying they like that person too, then that's fine. They have their opinions as to why, but I also have my opinions to why. But then there's times where I can have a different opinion of who I like. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. You can have that opinion. I digress. Let me know if you think that I'm off base on that. But I really do feel like social media aspects have taken over how people individually feel about contestants in the show. Are you watching Love is Blind? I am watching Love is Blind, and I am completely enthralled with this season. I like this season. I think there's a lot of toxic people on this season. um, I'm excited for the new batch of episodes to come out with tonight, right? And we got a new batch tonight. So absolutely. I'm excited to see who actually gets married. And also okay, so I'm blanking on who she is. Their names. Like I don't their names will always escape me. I can't once I haven't watched the show in like 4 days, the names are gone, right? Because I binge it so quickly and then I forget. But the blonde chick who was going to marry the Asian guy, the fact that the show has not brought her back to like get her side of like and her craziness on there is wild to me. Like that poor guy got absolutely smashed like by this chick and like she completely lit him in every way possible. I want to see her get tarnished when the reunion comes. I want to see her ass get thrown to the flames because she was clearly there for the wrong reasons. And she was clearly there because this is more of a social media thing for me to become a social media person than actually find love. The chick had a boyfriend going into the season, admitted it on the show to him. The fact that the producers kept her on the show after that is crazy to me. Also, the guy that was completely cocky and said that that the one guy has a kid that has type A diabetes and that or type 1's diabetes, excuse me, and that if you just worked out or ate better, then you would be able to get past that. That his friend was pre-diabetic and was able to be it. Fuck you. Like you are so unaware of how that shit works and that type 1 that's just something they're born with that they can't control that. And to talk about someone else's kid behind his back and talk negatively about a child with type 1 diabetes and that if he just was healthier he would get past it. I wanted to punch that guy through the screen. Maybe I'm more sensitive because I have a kid and my kid's healthy, but like I can only imagine being in that situation where if my child had that, like how we would deal with it. We would get through it. But to have someone to discuss you as your parenting style as something that is the problem there or your way of keeping your kids' nutrition in place, that is not your place to talk about it at all. And the fact that the chick didn't absolutely bash him for saying that when her own father dealt with that same issue. I hope the guy with the arm tattoos that it was his kid. I hope he goes up to the guy and punches him at the reunion. Like I don't normally say I want physical violence. Don't get me wrong, but like this guy needs a freaking ass whooping after that kind of stuff. Like it's horrible. It's horrible. Facts. We lost Feldman in Dancing with the Stars. Public vote is toxic. Too good drama. Make me a zombie. Exactly. Like that's the thing. Public votes. That's just how it is. Hot take. Mike White on Survivor 50 is a joke. The man is a Hollywood director and filthy rich. Mike White can give everyone on the show, on the cast, $1 million each and still not dent his fortune. I mean, it's true, but it's just they want the fact that they've got the White Lotus showrunner, a famous person on the show. Like the show's doing it because it's going to bring in an audience, right? Like it's smart on the show's behalf. And the fact that he wants to play is kind of crazy, but it's not like a bad thing. Like it's just trying to get more eyeballs on the show. So they're always going to bring back a Mike White to season 50 if he wanted to play because he's too famous not to include. Hot take. House of Villains format is better than Traitors. Ooh, it's not wrong. That's actually a very hot take, but I kind of like it. It's not false. That's not correct. You can be extremely healthy and still get diabetes. Exactly. Like I'm agreeing with you on that. I'm like, you can get diabetes any which way. It's not just, eat better, be healthier, and you're gonna get past diabetes. It's crazy to me that someone that's in a grown adult is not knowledgeable in the fact that can still happen. And to talk about, and the fact that it's a kid he's talking about, someone else's kids and parenting style that he's debating. Oh, I wanted to jump through my screen. Like I said, maybe I'm more sensitive because I'm a parent. And we had some issues when Penelope was when we were pregnant with her, where my wife had this thing called Syndrome X. There's more to it, but I'm blanking on the actual terminology, where there was a higher risk of Penelope being born autistic or mentally handicapped in some way. And luckily she came out healthy, and we're very obviously we're more than happy that she was completely healthy and happy and good. But there's people that doesn't happen to, right? There's people that don't end up on the side where we're at, where we got lucky that didn't affect her. And I feel for those people, and I think to talk about that, for someone else to talk about your child like that, is insane. It's insane. And he was doing it in a way to make the other chick not like the other guy. It was so bad. And the fact that more people aren't talking about it is crazy to me. Ho take is BB9 the Gabon. Kinda. It's kind of like Gabon. I could see the similarities. Hot take: BB15 and Tar 14 are equivalent because the fans hated them, but low key they are kind of iconic. I think that was people hated them because they were trash humans. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. All right, so I want to get back real quick to which screen was it? This one? No. Yeah, this one right here. All right, so these are some more of ChatGPT's hot takes, and you guys let me know what you think. And I'll get back to your comments right after this. All right, so the 26-day era is actually better for TV than 39 days. No, I disagree wholeheartedly. There would be ways to improve 26 days, but 39 is the OG. It's always going to be people's favorite. Fire making twist improve the game? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We all know that. I mean, it does. If you don't go on Survivor, or if you go on Survivor and you don't know how to do fire, what the hell are you even doing on the show? Sari Fields is more of a fan favorite than a great player. That's an extremely hot take by ChatGPT, but it's kind of based. And I say that lovingly, where she is a great social player. As far as player or fan favorite, I definitely think she's more of a fan favorite than a great player. Like, it's hard because I do think of her as a good player. And I'm not trying to say she's not. But is she more of a fan favorite because she's Sari and what she stood for? Getting off the couch, being an every woman to go and play the game. And that, like, she's not good at these challenges, but she gives it her all. Like, is she more of a fan favorite than a great player? It's debatable. She is a very good player. People, don't get me wrong. But I think that if you're saying which is she more, a fan favorite or a great player, I'd probably say fan favorite. Let me just go back to your guys' comments real quick. Sheila says, welcome in, Sheila. Thank you so much for joining the chat. What do you think of the Survivor 49 tribe swap this week? I feel bad for the 2 yellows and the 2 reds that are getting swap screwed. Well, at the end of the day, so apparently we're going to 2 tribes, right? So when they do the swap this week, it's going to be to 2 tribes, which, thank God, finally it's not 3 tribes. And I think the only reason we're getting that is because we have 2 people from blue. I feel bad for the 2 yellows and the 2 reds that are getting swap screwed. I think that it actually, see, and here's the thing. I think that's a little bit of a hot take too, because I think this is a better situation for them, where, yes, they might be the ones who are on the outs of the 4 people alliances among their tribe, but they're now in a position where they're now just not easy targets, where if you get a couple of people from yellow with majority red or vice versa, and then you got the blues in there too, it kind of insulates you a little bit more, especially that it's going to be 2 tribes and not 3. I think that it's beneficial to them. I really do. Like, I think that now if you're on the majority red, and even though you're one of the people that were on the outs, but you don't know you were on the outs, they're still going to want to keep you because they're going to want to damage the numbers from yellow or from vice versa, or even try to dwindle the numbers of blue and just take blue out completely. So I do think it insulates them more if they're on a majority tribe that swaps. Hot take: the snake make the biggest move on the season, and it should be on 50 over Riz Flop. Oh, the actual snake. I get what you're saying. I mean, the snake made the best television we've had for Big Brother, or excuse me, for Survivor 49 yet. I mean, through a season of 48 on Survivor, Big Brother 27, and now Survivor 49, the snake might be the biggest character. So it's not wrong. It's not wrong. No disparaging BB9. One of my favorite seasons. They were either fighting or having intercourse. And that's true. It is true. It was, I thought it was an entertaining season. I liked 9 more than most people, but 9 was a complete shit show. And I think it's because they just needed to get, like, they tried to do this whole singles format and have like couples out there. And it was sloppy. It was sloppy at best. Let me just grab my kiddo real quick. All right. Penelope's here to join the chat. Penelope, come say what's up.
What's up?
How was school today?
Good.
Good. All right. So we're talking about hot takes from reality television. Pete, do you have any hot takes from reality TV? No? What's your favorite show right now?
It's actually Gabby's Dollhouse.
Gabby's Dollhouse. And you went and saw the movie, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today you're going to see the movie.
You already saw it. But yeah, so Penelope's hot take is Gabby's Dollhouse is awesome. All right, so some more ideas from Chat GPT. Jeff Probst's obsession with big moves ruined modern Survivor. Okay, go get some food. All right, we'll have mommy help you. All right, so I agree though. Jeff's obsession with big moves ruined Survivor. I mean, it's not false. It's like they've added way too many twists and turns. Okay, we'll get you. You want to go grab your chips? Go grab your chips. Okay. But yeah, no, I think that the big move itis and the fact that they have to have all these twists and turns definitely has made the show way too gimmicky. Like, I don't need the journeys. I think the journeys don't add anything to the show. I'd rather get the cast and character dynamics and development on the tribes than see a journey where someone wins an idol or loses a vote, you know, or wins an advantage or loses a vote. Like, I don't need that. Like, you don't need to have so many twists and turns. Just build more on the character dynamic and the character development. All right, Penelope, thank you guys. Thank you. Gabby's Dollhouse just landed on VOD. Tell her that. Don't tell her that. She loved it, but yeah, it's like I have a Gabby Dollhouse or Demon Hunters on 24/7 at this house. It's just nonstop. Mommy took her to go see the movie, so luckily I got to escape that one. Who would make it farther on BB? Taryn, Chappelle, Melissa, or Brent? Ooh. Honestly, I think Taryn would be probably targeted right away because he's Taryn Armstrong. Chappelle and Brent would be the best characters. They would make great TV. Melissa would probably win. Give me 1 second real quick. Yes, that's fine. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Had to go help her get a ice cream. I've seen K-pop Demon Hunters at least 14 times. I've probably seen it 72 times. And that's not even an exaggeration. I know every song by heart. Low key, the songs are kind of bops. the songs kick ass. I've even caught myself listening to the songs in my car on my way to work by myself. Yeah, I'm that dad. I'm just sitting there screaming, you know, be my soda pop. to myself. And if you haven't seen the movie, you're fine. You don't need to see the movie. Also, another hot take is K-pop Demon Hunters kind of like a bad signal to send to kids. Like it's about these demons that are trying to steal your soul and essentially like drag you to hell. And this K-pop band is there to like stop them from stealing your soul, even though it does just come out of nowhere and like kill people essentially and steal their souls. Like kind of a bad show and bad premise, but like no one thinks about that. No one's like, oh, it's kind of a it even has in the name K-pop Demon Hunters. It's no one ever talks about that. They just kind of are like, but the songs are really good. Like it's kind of wild if you really think about it. And he goes over the kids' heads completely. Hot take. At the end, Jeff should flip a coin. Heads, we have final 3. Tails, we have a final 2. I mean, I'd be more here for that than not. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like flipping a coin, people would have such a problem with that too, Jeroy. They would. You need to do the dance. So they're doing a costume contest at work for like a group contest where you win $1,000 for like best group. Me and two of my buddies at work are really contemplating dressing up as the K-pop Demon Hunter chicks. like imagine me in that full outfit. But how do I serve food and drinks in that outfit and get not absolutely like the worst looks in the world? But it would be hilarious. And I'm pretty sure there's got to be some kind of costume that would win. I feel like if all 3 of us were the K-pop Demon Hunters, I feel like that wins hands down. Like who's beating that? Unless another group does the exact same thing. The fact the manager is nice on K-pop Demon Hunters should have been your first red flag. Hey, you know what his name is too on the show? His name is Bobby. So yes, I'm all support of Bobby. He's kind of a doofus, but so am I. All right, so let's kind of get back to a few more of the Chat GPT themes. Let's see here. I'm gonna kind of speed run these real quick. Survivor should bring back Redemption Island permanently. No, absolutely not. Idols and advantages are the only reason the show is still interesting. That's the Jeff Probst way of looking at it. That's the production way of looking at it. Is idols and advantages are the only thing making the show interesting? I completely disagree. I think we've gotten too advantage and idol crazy that it has taken away from the rest of the show and the character development and really learning who these people are. Modern Survivor casts are better than old school ones. Very much so disagree. However, I do like that we have more fans of the show and people that actually know the show opposed to a bunch of recruits. But I think you need to have some recruits to make it sloppy. I really do. The biggest problem is we need to go back to 2 tribes. 2 tribes, 100% is how it should be. You can't convince me otherwise. 3 tribes, it's just there's no room to hide. And I know they like that, but I don't think it makes it's just they've meted it. We've talked about it a million times. Survivor 50 should be influencers versus legends. I mean, that might be already. Is that not what we got basically? Because it's basically new era versus old era, and because it's half a cast of new era players and half a cast of old school players. It's basically influencers versus legends, essentially. But we said it too. They needed to make 49 new era all-stars, and 50 should have been legends. 1,000%. Production interference has decided more winners than strategy. I disagree with that. Russell Hantz deserved to win Samoa and Heroes vs. Villains. 1,000%. He deserved to win it, but he didn't do well with the social strategy of it all, so he didn't win. Tony Vachos isn't a top 5 winner. False. Erica's win was one of the weakest in Survivor history. True. But that's not even necessarily a huge knock on Erica. It's the fact that the show didn't show her at all. They didn't give us any of her introspective. They didn't give us any of her storyline as the narrator. So yeah, like it's not false, but it's also not necessarily her fault at the same time. But maybe she just didn't give a lot either, that the producers didn't have a lot to work with. The best Survivor twist was Edge of Extinction. Edge of Extinction. Don't at me. I love that Chat GPT literally said, "Don't at me." Let's all go on social media right now at ChatGPT for the worst take ever. Big Brother Dan Giesling is overrated. His second run exposed him. False. Paul should have beaten Josh in Big Brother 19. It's not a hot take. It's true, but he just did a terrible social game. Derek's game was boring, not masterful. I know a lot of you guys would agree with that. I disagree. Big Brother Canada is better than Big Brother US. At times it was, and then it ruined itself. BB should get rid of live feeds. It ruins the edited show. No, it should do more live feeds and give us more aspects of live feed interaction. They don't give us enough. The social media game, or the social game, matters less now than competition wins. Kind of. Like, there's so many competitions. It is a lot based on competitions, but I think it's more so social strategy. Like, I do. Like, there are an aspect of you have to win competitions, but like, we just saw a social player win Big Brother, so I don't think it's completely true. Julie Chen should have been replaced years ago. ChatGPT is coming in hot with the hot takes. I think after the whole scandal with her husband, that would have been the time they would have ever replaced her. And the fact that they didn't, I don't think we're losing Julie Chen unless she retires. Big Brother is better with a cast when the cast is messy, not strategic. Kind of based, kind of true. Like that. I do think that it's better when a cast is messy and all over the place, but you've got to have some social strategy. You have to have some strategic gameplay in there. I like it more when the cast is like Big Brother is a perfect 16 is a perfect example of that, where the cast was very messy, but in some not strategic. So people would disagree, but there were strategic players in it, like Derek and Cody. BB All Stars 2 wasn't that bad. No, it was awful. Floaters are actually the best kind of players. I would disagree. I think coasters are sometimes the best kind of players, but I think we saw a coaster win this season. And the Amazing Race one, I mean, those ones are kind of obvious when I read through those. Let's see here. Where was I at? Who do you think needs to be retired from Ben in any show? Enzo, but who else from any show? 100% Enzo. I think there's a lot of challenge people you can kind of retire at this point. There's people that you need to keep. Like I need to see Wes. I need to see Johnny Bananas. And I know people don't like them, but like they just make really good television. Doesn't matter. From Survivor, I would say it might be time to retire Suri after 50. Don't at me. I do like Suri, but I think we've seen it. Like we've seen it, right? Like after 50, like, okay, if she wins or doesn't win, like I feel like we got to be done with the Suri train, right? That's how I feel. Big Brother, it's definitely Enzo, but also I would say, who would I say? I think Danny, Donato. Like I feel like I've seen that story multiple times. I'm done with it. I don't need to see more. That would be mine. No, Enzo needs to do Survivor next and be the first to complete the CBS show trifecta. I want it to be Rachel, but no on Enzo, please. No more Enzo. I really don't need it. It's the same gameplay every time. Doesn't matter the show. Yeah, 50 Defo Legends tank tap. Make me a coconut Moscow Mule. Jam Suri probably is the next host. Don't disagree. Like, it should have been 50 Legends, and I got you on the drink whenever you're ready. Come meet me at my bar. I'll make you that drink, no problem. Survivor Mexico swapped the jury for public vote, and I stopped watching. Yeah, I mean, if Survivor or Big Brother or what have you became a public vote, I wouldn't watch. I wouldn't watch at all. I can see Survivor Australia also give the final vote to the casuals. If they would ruin the show. It would ruin the show. Any of these social strategy games where the outside influence is not supposed to affect the actual gameplay. It's supposed to be what's prevalent with the actual gameplay and not an outside source or an outside opinion. Like those things should not be tampered with. That's just not those games. Even the traders, they made the traders like a popularity vote at the end. Like it was just, and I don't even know how you would do that, but it was just ruin the show. So I love her, but Anissa needs to retire in CT if he can't get into shape. LOL. I'd want Boston Rob to go BB and be the first to complete the trifecta. That's actually a good one too. Boston Rob to complete the trifecta would be good. But do we count the challenge as part of that trifecta? Because then technically the only person, there's only a handful of people, and like unfortunately Enzo is one of them, right? Like Enzo has done the challenge, Big Brother, Amazing Race. If he played Survivor, like is it, I know it's not a trifecta, then it would be what, a quadfecta or whatever, but like do we consider the challenge as part of that, or do we just keep it to the big 3 CBS shows, not the Paramount Plus version? I feel like there is an aspect though of who's going to be the first to then complete the quadfecta, which would be interesting. Which, it's crazy to think that Enzo's one of the ones that can actually do that. Who else is there? Like, who else is there that has played the challenge, Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race? Like 3 out of the 4 in that. The challenge don't count as I get that it doesn't count as a trifecta. Obviously, it's a trifecta. But like, if you were to count that as part of like the quadfecta, who would be eligible? I know Enzo's one, but is there another? I don't even know if there is another. I think Enzo might be the only person to complete the quadfecta. And we haven't had one person complete the trifecta, but let alone like the quadfecta, I think it would literally only be Enzo. Boston Rob, Serene, Natalie, Mike White. But yes, those are for the trifecta. I agree with that. No. I know Enzo wasn't on Survivor. That's what I'm saying. He would have to be on Survivor to complete the quadfecta because he's done the challenge, Big Brother, and Amazing Race, but he hasn't done that one. Oh, Natalie Anderson. Good point. Natalie Anderson would be the only one. She would have to play Big Brother to complete the quadfecta. I'd rather Natalie Anderson on Big Brother. Give me that all day. Hell, then if she wins, or if she goes on Big Brother, then she's done the, what it would be, 5-fecta. I don't even know what the word would be. What is the 5-fecta? But she would have been on the Traitors too. So there's the 5th one. 1 minute, please. Come here. What do you need? Say it out loud. Okay, I'll be in the living room in a second. I'm about to end up the stream right now. Okay, sorry. Penelope wants me. So I think it'd be Enzo. Okay, I'll be there in 2 minutes. Okay. All right, sorry guys. She wants my attention, but yeah, she's just missing Big Brother. All right. With that said, I should probably end the stream here. Penelope needs me. I love you guys. You guys are great. This was a fun episode. I was kind of trying to think of ideas of what we could do. For today's episode, and this was a lot of fun. I'm going to head out here right now. So all of you guys that are new here, or if you have been on the stream before, thank you so much for getting your opinions on there. One more thing for Joe Roy. I feel like the challenge is like on a whole another level, like above them. It's like the Olympics of reality TV. Not false. It is true. It's definitely different. All right, guys, if you're new here, if you guys are just watching, you can follow me, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. You can find me on my social media handle at GoodsbyBobby on Twitter /X and Instagram. You can also find us. She wants her screen time too. At After Show on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a follow, hit that bell notification so you're notified whenever I go live here on my live stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 12 noon Pacific to 2 p.m. Pacific. Also, guys, for Thursday stream, I will be on my normal time. Friday, I might not be able to have a show because Penelope's got parent teacher conferences. So I might not be here Friday, but I'll let you know more on Thursday when I have a better idea of my schedule. But I will be live Thursday, 12 noon Pacific to 2 p.m. Pacific. And then next week, it's all back to normal. But this week was a little crazy with her schedule. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys.
Wait, let me tell something. Wait. Hey, I want to have that hat.
Okay, there. Say something.
I wanted like to be way this way.
Okay, just say one thing real quick.
I like you.
All right, she likes you guys. Thank you for supporting her daddy. All right, can you say goodbye to chat?
Goodbye.
All right, guys. With that being said, I will see you on the next one. Leave your comments, hit the bell notification, give us a like, hit that like button, and we'll see you on Thursday at noon Pacific. Bye, guys.